Making abstract paintings is fun, but it can also be difficult. So let me share some problems I see in my painting course and talk you through them. For instance, what can you do to make it look more interesting? Any art tool will do, but I chose to create a level playing field for the participants of my local painting course. I collected a bunch of these air pillows to use as an art tool. Hi there, my name is Albert van der Zwart. Welcome to Imperfect Paintings, inspiring you to embrace the magic of making art. Of course, you can use any art tool you like, even your fingers. But during the lockdown, the four of us mostly shopped online, and in a number of packages these air pillows secured the products we bought. Others used paper to fill up, as you can see here, unboxing some new paint. This week my local painting course started and 6 of the 16 participants are beginners. So I gave them all a sheet of paper, 2 air pillows, and they could choose 3 colors. The exercise was simple. Take some paint of one color and make a movement. Do something on your paper, just anything. Most of them used the edges of the paper as boundaries. So they painted here and here or here. And 3 of them volunteered for an experiment and created this painting together. They more or less reproduced the first move on their own paper, but now one after another on this new sheet. No painting experience, and suddenly within seconds some paint on paper turns into an interesting piece for your wall. The canvas or sheet of paper you paint on will always work like a window frame, like your camera or phone. You only see what fits in the frame. This is what they made of their first stain on paper. Notice who paints beyond the edges of the paper. And notice if this gives a different feel to the artwork. Let me finish my own one in the same way. I know this doesn't look like art, but that's not the issue. This whole video is about giving you some basic tools and ideas to get you going. And have fun painting abstract, of course. A new sheet and just a simple brush stroke. You don't need an air pillow to paint. In case you have a problem after your first brush stroke, like not knowing what to do next for instance, you can also test how it will look like by creating a possible next move on a separate piece of paper. In this case a leftover piece from another experiment. Cut out the painted part and move it around. What is a good spot? How does it feel to cross the edges of the paper? Play around and see what happens. I like this spot, so let's do it. Do you see the effect of the little bit of red below the blue part? It's not exactly as the cutout, but it doesn't matter. Nobody will know how you make your artwork. At my work, a blue collar job in an industrial setting, I like to look at the garbage, what I can use for my painting course. This time I saved these big pieces of plastic. Anything you throw away can have value for your art process. So I cut off a piece the size of my paper, take a new color and play around. This could work, so I removed the plastic. I apply the yellow and find out the blue paint was still wet, so they mix. I also forgot what I did on the plastic, so I just continue to make it look more interesting. And notice I didn't paint beyond the edges of the paper, so I continue. When I now look at the left side of the sheet, the red part suddenly looks less interesting. So I take some extra red paint and try to change it. This is fun. I get the feeling the yellow and the red are fighting over the blue. I often make a story in my head about what is happening on my sheet. This may sound strange, but for me it works. Once I notice yellow and the red are fighting, it looks like yellow is winning or is more present at the moment. So the red needs some extra. Now they look more in balance. When I focus on the blue, it looks like it isn't part of it all. So I add some extra blue and try a new way how to apply the paint by stamping it. Just use your tools in different ways. Do experiments. The blue was in the background and the red and yellow on top of it. By adding some extra blue on top of the other colors, the separate layers are woven into each other like a fabric, under, over, like I do with my hands, but the result feels more like this, folded hands, more connected. Maybe the painting wasn't about fighting, but about how to get in touch with each other. Or, when I turn it counterclockwise, I get the idea the red is catching the falling yellow. Here's some more examples of what the participants of my painting course made. They got a bigger sheet and just tried again. Don't judge what you see. Just try to figure out what is interesting in each painting. Don't hold back to start making abstract paintings, just because you think you don't know how. Make whatever you feel like and learn to see what is interesting. A line, a color combination, or even an open space. It's like anything. Just take one step and look from there how you can or how you want to continue. Let's look at the artwork of the American artist Norman Bloom. What do you see? I noticed the dark lines, and at my painting course they also mentioned the dark colors, the dripping paint, and the lines which seem to continue beyond the edges of the paper. You don't have to like his art, just see what ideas these paintings give you, what you can learn from looking at it. For the next exercise they all received a square piece of paper and they could basically do whatever they wanted. So with the art of Norman Bloom in mind, I start by creating a background of mixing white and raw umber. The air pillow doesn't always cooperate, as you can see, but I get there. I take some Prussian blue and notice there still was some red on my pillow. Happy accidents like this, whenever they happen, just embrace them. I add some more blue. And now some yellow. I suddenly get the feeling it's finished. I sense a delicate balance between the lines and the open space. I've never expected this, but I stop. Knowing or learning when to stop is also an important part of painting. And again, a number of artworks made by the participants of my painting course. Just look at what you see. What catches your eye? Where would you add some more paint? What color would be interesting to add? Or can repeating a certain element be interesting? In short, would you like to change a painting or keep it as is? Doing art experiments like this is a good way to train your eye when you look at your artwork. In case you'd like to see some more art experiments, just click on the link and I will see you over there in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.